Hi guys, it's Elle here and welcome back to my channel. This is my first chit chat get ready with me, and today I'm going to be telling you guys 22 things I've learned since turning 22. December now, so I got 2 months until I turn 23, so I just want to share a little bit about what I've learned. I have a list here if you see me looking to the side, but starting off strong, it's okay to leave situations that make you feel anxious or depressed or that upset you. Like, you don't have to stay anywhere where you're feeling those emotions. I feel like this is one of the first things that I learned when I turned 22 because I had just left a situation where I was feeling like that constantly. Like, I was constantly anxious, constantly depressed, and I came to the realization pretty late that I don't have to stay in that situation anymore. I don't have to stay in a place that's making me feel like this. So I left. And I feel like it was a really valuable lesson because a lot of the times people will tell you to stick it through. And I think that is important when it's something like education. But in this case, I think it was okay for me to leave because it was a voluntary situation. You're volunteering your time to this situation. You're volunteering, yourself to the situation, and you're not comfortable. You're feeling all these negative emotions and it's affecting you. Like, protect your peace at its finest. That's essentially what it is. Protect your peace. The second thing on my list is make the effort to get ready every day. Don't go outside looking crazy all the time. I kind of knew this before I was 22, but I feel like it was really important after I turned 22 because I started to, explore more. I started to go out more. That's not to say like, oh, you don't want to go out looking any type of way because, males are going to be there or females are going to be there or whatever. I just think it's about how I felt personally. Like, I felt better when I looked better. Like, I just went somewhere the other day and the person I was with was like, oh, I think we're overdressed. I'm like, no, if that's who we are, it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. If I'm the most overdressed person in the room, I'm really not going to care because that's who I am. I don't like going outside looking crazy. And that's not to say like you always have to be dressed to the nines. I think you could also wear like comfy stuff, like sweats and stuff, but like it shouldn't have holes in it. Like, it shouldn't just look dingy. Like, you could wear comfort clothes and comfy sweaters and hoodies and stuff and still look nice, especially if it's like a matching set. Because I think it just makes you feel better about yourself, especially when you're not feeling good about yourself and then you get dressed and look nice anyway, and it just boosts your confidence. Even sometimes when you're in your house, you should just get dressed for the day, and I think it will really lift your spirits up, especially if you're not feeling okay. So another thing that I've learned since turning 22 is learn how to be alone. Things happen in life where you not necessarily always have, your parents, if you're like really close to them, or anybody that you're, really close with. Things just happen in life, and that is something that I definitely learned. Like, you think someone's going to be in your life for like forever. You think they're going to be there for like such a long time, and things just happen where that isn't the case. So it's good to learn how to be alone, but not lonely. There is a difference, believe it or not. I think the main key to that is being comfortable being alone. Like, I remember being 21 and wanting to go here, wanting to go there, wanting to see this movie, wanting to just do things. And I'm like, ugh, I don't want to go alone. Like, but why not? You want to do them. This is your life. Just do it. Like, I love a lot of things, and learning how to do them alone just brought me so much peace because I don't have to wait on anybody. I shouldn't have to wait on anybody to do things. And that's definitely what started happening when I just started doing these activities, by myself. And then on top of it, it's like I can do whatever I want when I'm alone. Like, if I want to go see 3 movies in one day, I can do that. If I want to go to this restaurant, I don't have to worry about splitting no bill with nobody. Like, I can do that. And that's not to say like that you should always be doing something alone, but I do think, you know, if you want to do something and the plans or whatever aren't aligning with somebody else's plans, for example, like you really wanted to go see a movie with your friend, they can't go see it, and you're like, oh well, now I can't go. Yes, you can. You definitely still can go, and you went and did the thing, so you did what you wanted to do. I don't see why you wouldn't have fun doing what you want to do. Don't be cheap. Buy the best things. When I started thinking about the future and, you know, not just living for right now, I learned that I need to be buying the best things. I need to be investing in future Elle and her future endeavors. So I started buying the best things, especially if it's like something, you know, that you're gonna keep for a while. I think having investment pieces, whether it be clothing, you know, tech, or household things, I'm buying the best things literally so future me doesn't have to worry. For example, I do my own hair and I bought a Rev Air. And if you know, a Rev Air is not cheap. That thing is $400, I believe. I think I got it for $400. And it's just like, that is not cheap, but it was an investment because I do my hair so often. It's such a good thing to have in my arsenal, I feel like, for my hair, because I could literally blow dry my hair in like 8 minutes minimum, 15 minutes max, and I love it. Invest in yourself and invest in your future self, because they will be thankful when they don't have to go buy another thing because, you know, the cheaper thing broke. The next thing is learn how to do things yourself. I know it may seem similar to learn how to do things alone, but it's completely different in the fact that when you know how to do things yourself, like I was just talking about doing my hair myself, you don't have to rely on anybody else. And I'm not saying that, you know, relying on other people is a bad thing, but people have lives too. People have their own lives. They have other things that they need to do. And when you realize that, you can kind of escape disappointment, which is something I was dealing a lot with when I first turned 21 and like got into my 20s, was like wanting to do things and, you know, I couldn't do them because I was relying so heavily on certain people to do them for me. And it's just like, learn how to do it yourself. You have YouTube, like search that thing up. You have TikTok. There's so many platforms. The internet is so fast. Like search up how to do that thing. And, you know, knowledge is power. And even as I got older, I started like doing things like cooking more. You're grown. You're old enough. Learn how to cook your own food. And it actually turned into like a real deal love of like cooking and stuff. And I absolutely love to cook now. And that's why you should also learn how to do things yourself, because you never know, like you might actually find something that you really love to do. And I did. Like I love cooking so bad. Like when I get my own kitchen, don't step in it, because this is my kitchen. Let me do what I need to do. And I feel like learning how to do things and knowing how to do things by yourself is like great for confidence and like feeling independent. Be independent. Like just grow up, basically. I know a lot of people say like because of COVID, they still feel like a teenager and all this stuff. But the reality is we're not teenagers anymore. We're getting into the 20s. The age is only going to go up. So you got to learn how to, you know, do these things for yourself. Next up on the list is try new things. I promise you, like me being an introvert, I was like scared to try new things. it's not that scary. It's really not. Trying new things has been so liberating. Like, it's just the best. Even like if you're bad at the new thing that you tried, like you could always say at least you tried it. I never bronze or like contour, but I think I am today because I don't know, like I feel like I always kind of look on the paler side and I don't necessarily like that. So we're going to try a new thing and contour today. Hopefully I don't look crazy. Another thing that I've learned is to create boundaries with everyone. Some people need those boundaries, and you need those boundaries. I think when I turned 22, I was just letting a lot of people do whatever they wanted. Like, I couldn't control what happens in my life, and you definitely can. If somebody can't respect it, then you know that that person doesn't need to be in your life. This is a really simple one but fun one, and just take that picture. Like, I used to be so scared to take pictures because I didn't like the way I looked, or I didn't want to be seen as that person that's always like like kind of being like self-absorbed and too into themselves and always wants to be taking a picture of themselves. But take that picture. So many times I didn't want to take a picture, and I don't have a memory of that moment. When I look back on the last year of college and realizing, oh crap, like I don't have any memory, I'm not gonna have any memories of my college experience because I don't want to take a picture. Like, take the picture. It'll be fine. You'll be fine. If you don't like the way you look in it, you can delete it. It's that easy. It's that simple. But just take the picture so you have a memory of, these special moments happening in your life. I know this one may sound like kind of cliche and you probably like already heard it a lot, but some friends are for a season or a particular moment. Like, and I use the word friends loosely, like that could dang well be an acquaintance. Like, some friends are just not supposed to be forever, and that's literally fine. Being late or making people wait on you is not cute. Like, and this is not even about me specifically, this is just behavior that I've seen from other people my age, and it's literally not cute. Like, it just looks bad. It looks unprofessional. It looks like at your big age, like you just shouldn't be doing it. Like, I can see if things happen and it's just like the time and things didn't align, so you're late or you had to make somebody wait. But if you're consistently late, you're consistently making people wait on you, that's all you're going to be known for. You're just going to be known as the late girl. You're just going to be known as the late guy, like the late person. Like, that's, people can be like, oh, Elle? Oh, she's always late. Like, no, you don't want to be known as someone who's always late and making people wait. It's just not a cute look. Next is, you deserve to be celebrated. If somebody doesn't want to celebrate you and they always want to celebrate themselves, don't have people like that in your life. You deserve to be celebrated. And if nobody else is celebrating you, you go and celebrate yourself. You go and celebrate your wins yourself, because you deserve to be celebrated. You did that. You put in the hard work, and it deserves to be celebrated, even if nobody necessarily wants to celebrate it with you. Next is speak with intention. People love to forget that the internet is forever. Speak with intention. Have some grace for you and other people, especially when you're speaking to yourself. This is really important, to speak with intention. You want to speak positivity into your life and in others. It just makes your life so much better when you speak positivity and you intentionally choose what you want to speak out into the world. Next is, even when things look bad, act like they don't. And that's not to say like to bottle stuff up, but it is to say, don't wallow in sadness, don't wallow in like self-pity. Like, as someone who deals with anxiety and depression heavily, I have learned that I don't have to let it encompass my whole life, my whole day. This is another thing that I didn't realize was really important, because I'm 22, like, I don't have the most money in the world, but travel while you have the time, travel while you're young, like, just travel. And it doesn't have to be like big travel either. You could travel in your state, go to cities and towns in your state that you've never been before. I just took an amazing trip to Boston and I literally don't regret it. Like, it was so much fun. It was like dang near inexpensive. Like, people will say travel in your 20s and you think that you're supposed to be going to islands and abroad and just all these crazy places, and you don't need to. You could travel and start small and then build your way up, or if you have the means, go big or go home. Like, you know, just travel and explore new places while you're in your 20s and while, you know, you're this young. Find a hobby that makes you happy. Very quickly, especially after I graduated, I learned that, like, yo, I don't have no more school. Like, I don't have basically anything in the way anymore, taking up so much time and so much of my life. Once I just started working, I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing after work? I don't have no homework, no essays to write. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? And finding a hobby really cured that kind of, like, I don't know, like, weirdness of what to do now that I'm not in school. Just find a hobby that you love. Try different ones out. If it doesn't work out, you know, just start and try a new one. Another thing that you guys should be doing is read more books. If you have not picked up a book since middle school, pick up a book right now. Knowledge is power, and nobody can take knowledge away from you. Even if you want to read just like a fluffy book that makes you feel happy, like, just pick up a book, because literally reading is just so good for the mind, so good for the spirit. Like, finding something that you enjoy in literature is so awesome, because y'all, sometimes these movies, I'm not trying to diss these movies nowadays, but sometimes these movies aren't cutting it, and picking up a good book and being immersed into like a different world, especially since I started picking up like fantasy books, has been such a game changer. This is another one that might sound cliche, but honestly, what's for you is for you. Especially like being on social media, you see so many people living their lives and you might be like, ooh, I want that. No, you don't, because you don't know what's happening behind the scenes. You don't know what they did to get that. Like, you don't want what other people have. You should want what is specifically for you. Next is broaden the activities you do. It's helped me like kind of figure out who I am as a person and who I am outside of, you know, academics or, you know, my job. And I'm telling you, when you broaden the activities that you do, you might say, ooh, the theater, I don't like that. Like, you watch movies, you definitely like the theater. Just broaden the activities you do. You never know like what you'd be into and open to like trying. This one is really important, and it's that it's never too late to start over. A lot of the times I hear my peers and like friends say that, oh, you know, like, I can't do this. Like, I'm too old. You're not too old. And that's actually another one that's on my list, is like, you're not too old. And these two really go hand in hand. You're only 22. You haven't even made it to half your life yet, and you think that you can't start over, especially when it comes to doing stuff in the order that the world thinks you should do it in. Oh, you should have went to college straight out of high school. No, if you didn't know what you wanted to do and it took you a couple of years to do that, and now you're 22, 23 and you want to go to college, go to college. Like, it's okay if you're starting a little later than you would have liked, like, but you could still do it. You're not even half your age yet. You're literally so young. Just do it. Now, this one was something that I really had not a hard time coming to terms with, but it was just a tug and go situation. And it's that your body is beautiful even when it changes. My weight has been fluctuating since I was literally a teenager. In reality, grown women bodies come in a lot of different shapes and sizes, and that's really something I had to learn. And I also came to terms with the fact that as long as I'm healthy, you can't tell me nothing. Like, and last but not least, have dreams and aspirations. I feel like this one is really important in the fact that having dreams and aspirations means you want more for yourself, and that's always a good thing. I feel like you should always want the best for yourself. And that is 22 things I've learned since being 22. And in the comments below, you guys can share with me some of the things that you've learned since turning 22. This is how the look turned out. Get into it. But that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. Hit that like button. I'm a new creator. I need all the likes I can get, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Bye.